Hey everybody! Welcome to Gospel Piano Lessons for Beginners. This series, we are on year 2, lesson 47, and we are finishing up the key of, or almost finishing up the key of B major. We have one more week left of this key. Tonight we're going to be learning about 7th chords. We're going to cover dominant 7th chords, minor 7th chords, and major 7 chords. We're going to talk about the formulas, how to create them in any song, any key, and we're going to apply the most common ones in the key of B to a new song tonight called Hosanna. And all of these sheets are available for you to download if you haven't already done so. You can go over to thegospelmethod.com and we have a PDF that's going to go along with tonight's lesson. I have recently updated this page, so if you were on here today, you probably noticed it asked you to sign up for that free membership. That's just because I've updated this whole page. It makes it much easier for you guys to download now. So when you try to go on here, if you're not already a member, it's just going to ask you to create a free account. And that now you can go through and you can download these immediately, so that before you had to like check out and things like that. Now everything is like right here. You just click download and then it's going to download it straight to your computer. So a few of you said that checkout process was a little bit frustrating, so we actually changed the entire website for you. So hopefully that makes it easier. So you might notice this week it'll say free membership, and that's all it is we've just updated the background for you. So you can go here, you can see our Musician's Toolkit. This is a very popular one. We have our indexes, so these talk about which lessons cover which things. This is a huge series. We're almost at 100 videos, so if you're just joining us, you can go through these indexes and find out where do we learn about 7 chords, where do we learn about, left hand, how do we learn about major chords and things like that. So if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you'll see tonight's lesson, year 2, lesson 47, and these are the key of B and our song Hosanna. Okay, so this is a new website that we've upgraded for you guys. We're really excited about it. This is going to help us get ready for our premium membership, which opens next week. I know some of you are already getting emails because you're on our email list. So that's going to be coming September 2nd. We have an official date for that premium membership, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. But basically, that's just a really affordable monthly membership that you can join to take your playing to the next level. If you're enjoying these beginner series, it will take you to intermediate and show you there's video lessons, handouts, and things like that. So we'll talk about the details later for those of you who are interested. But for now, let's jump over to our lesson, 7th chords in the key of B. If you're watching on the live stream tonight, you can say hello. I see Marilyn and Massimo are already here, so come on in, guys. If you have any questions along the way, put those in the chat. So we have talked in depth about 7th chords in year 1, as you can find in the indexes, but we're going to just review the formulas for the 3 different kinds of 7th chords that we know, and then we're going to show how we can put those in our song. So the first thing we're going to do is review our B major scale, which is B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B. And we have a whole lesson on that scale and how to make your chords. But just remember, we've got lots of sharps in our keys and our chords today. And that's why, because our B major scale has 5 sharps in it. 7th chord, there's 3 different kinds. The first one we're going to talk about tonight is the dominant 7th chord. This is the basic 7th. This is the one that is most common. It's just a letter with a 7 beside it. So F sharp 7 or F7 or C7. It just has a letter of the chord name and then a 7 beside it. These are called dominant 7th. The one that we're going to be learning about tonight is F sharp 7. So the formula stays the same. It doesn't matter. It starts on a black key or a white key. We're going to put our thumb on F sharp just so we can count this out. And for a dominant 7th chord, you're going to start by going up 4 half steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, which in this case takes us to A sharp. Then you're going to go up 3 half steps, which is going to take us to C sharp. And then to make it the 7th chord, so this is just an F sharp major chord, but to make it the 7th chord, we're going to do one more note. We're going to go up 3 half steps again, which gives us this E. Okay, so this is F sharp. This is F sharp 7. If we were counting up, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's where that comes from. It's the 7th note of the F sharp scale. Kind of. So the easier way though is if you're trying to make a dominant 7th chord is you can just make your major chord, so F sharp, then you take your root note, which is F sharp, and go down 2 half steps, and that's another way to end up with the dominant 7th chord. Much easier way, excuse me, is just find your root and go down 2 half steps, and that will give you that note, the E note, okay? So for any major chord, if you want to make it a 7, so here's our C, just take your root and go down 2, and that'll give you a 7 chord. All right, now minor 7th chords work very similar, except the main part of the chord is minor. The one we're going to be learning tonight is G sharp minor 7, which sounds a little scary, but it follows the same pattern, even on the white keys. Start with your G sharp, which is the name of our chord. We're going to go up 3 half steps this time, which takes us to B. Then we're going to go up 4 half steps, and then 3. Oops. Okay, so you can see we start with a minor chord, so that's the G sharp minor chord, and then that last note is what makes it the 7. So F sharp is the special note we're adding. The easier way to do that is just to make your minor chord, so G sharp minor, and then take your root note, which is G sharp, go down 2, and that will give you your special note to make it 7, and there's G sharp minor 7, a little bit easier. Okay? And then the last one we're going to learn, again, if you want more lessons on these chords, we do have full-length lessons on each type of 7th chord over in year 1 to give you lots and lots of practice. But this is just an overview for this particular key of the most common ones. So the B major 7, this is, now this is where it gets a little tricky. If you're listening to me talking, you're like, didn't she just say C7 up above or F sharp 7? And that's a major chord. So I always used to get these mixed up. If we have a C7 and a C major 7, they are different. When you're looking at it in your chord chart, the major 7 will actually have this MAJ. So that is a different type of chord, even though if you look up here, on this F sharp, where you're like, well, F sharp isn't minor, so that's an F sharp major, right? That's an F sharp major chord. It is, technically. But if you said F sharp major 7, that's different than F sharp 7. So just be careful of that. I always used to get that mixed up. But the major 7, it does have a different formula. So B major 7 is the one we're going to be doing tonight. So you start on your B, go up 4 half steps, go up 3 half steps, and now look at the end. It's a little different. We're going to go up 4 half steps. So it sounds very jazzy. You can hear that, okay? The easy way is to make your major chord first. So B, just make a B chord. And then go down, find your root, and go down 1 half step. And that will give you your A sharp. A lot of times with major 7th chords, we don't play both. We would just get rid of our root and just go down 1 half step. Your left hand's going to play the root anyway. Okay, so again, if you need more help on any of those types of chords, go back to your one in our index, and there's full 1-hour lessons on each one of those. So let's jump into our song. This is a beautiful song, Hosanna. I think it's maybe from the 90s. I'm not sure, but it's really pretty. Nice slow song. If you Google it anywhere else, you are not going to find minor 7s, major 7s, and dominant 7s. I have taken some artistic liberty here to get a song where we can practice all of them in one song, but it does sound beautiful. And this will also give you some ideas of how to do this in your own playing. The biggest thing with this channel is I want to make sure that you can apply what we show in all your songs. We don't want you just to play it in this song. I want you to be able to add your major 7s in your songs as well. So we'll talk about that a little bit. So we'll take a look. I'll play through. I see we've got a few more people on the chat. Connie's here, Jennifer, B, Rebecca, and J. Marie. Hi, guys. Come on in. So I'm just going to play through the verse, the chorus, and a bridge, just in case you haven't heard it, and then we'll talk about how to create these chords, how we do it with inversions, and how to make it smooth so it's easy to play. Okay, so here we go. I see the King of Glory coming on the clouds with fire. The whole earth shakes, the whole earth shakes. I see his love and mercy going. But that's the idea. It's just really steady, really smooth. You can hear I'm, bouncing along on the left hand. Keep it nice. But let's go through this right hand. Our right hand is getting a workout tonight with all these sevens. So let's start there. Now, you'll notice if you look in your inversion chart, B major is our home bass. We're going to play B, D sharp, and F sharp on the right hand. You can play it with fingers 1, 3, and 5 if you like. And then you can do things like that. I find it a little bit easier, I don't know if it's my hand shape or what, but I play the B like this, 1, 2, 3. So it's up to you, however you want to play that B. I just find with the black keys, sometimes it's easier just to know where I am with that fingering. So if you notice I'm doing that, that's why. But the proper way in the inversion chart is with 1, 3, 5, like that, okay? So I'll try to do that, but if I do it the other way, it's just muscle memory. So, I see the King of Glory. All right, I didn't have to move too much between that B and the B major 7. So the B is B, D sharp, and F sharp. Now remember to make a major 7 chord. I'm going to find my root, which is B, and go down 1/2 step, which is A sharp. Okay, and my left hand's playing the B, so don't worry, it's still there. So for I see the King of Glory, it's just one finger going down to the B major 7, and it just sounds so much jazzier and pretty. And then we're going to go to the G sharp minor, okay, which is B, D sharp, and G sharp. Coming on the clouds with, and then I've changed the second one to G minor 7 just to make it interesting. You could play both of them as 7s. But I made the second one just to make it fun. So again, find your root. Now for a minor 7 chord, remember we're going down 2/2 steps. So find your root, go down 2, add your F sharp. Now we're at G minor 7. Fire, the whole earth shakes. Now we've got our C sharp minor, C sharp, E, and G sharp. Find your root, go down 2/2 steps. Now you have C sharp minor 7. So always find your regular chord first, then add the 7. That way you're in the right inversion, and you don't have to worry about doing it in root position first and then counting your inversions up. Okay, so just play your regular chord how you would using your inversion chart, and then just find where the 7 would be. It might not be at the top, it might not be at the bottom, it might be in the middle, but just find your root and then go down. Okay, so let's look at that with the G sharp. See how the G sharp minor, G sharp is up here this time. I'm just playing it how my inversion chart says from year 2, lesson 45, when I show you guys the easiest ways to jump between chords. And G sharp minor is easiest to play like this in the key of B. So my G sharp ends up here. So my 7 is like that. Okay? So are we? The whole earth shakes. The whole earth shakes. And then F sharp major, just regular. Actually, if we're here, it's probably easier. Sorry, this is your inversion chart. Shakes. And then back to your B major. And then it's just going to repeat itself, the same chords. B, I see his love, and move your thumb down to the A sharp. Up to your G minor, G sharp minor, over all our sin. Add the F sharp for the 7. People sing. There's your C sharp minor 7. The people sing. Okay, so with that one, the verse is just repeats itself twice with different words, so that's not too bad. And at the end, stick around, I'll go through and I'll explain why I added 7s where I did, so that you guys can apply it as well. But for now, we're just going to go through how to play this chord chart that I've created, and then we'll go back at the end and we'll look at why I did that. Okay, let's go up to Hosanna. So we have this little slash here. We don't need it because we have it right here. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's still an F sharp. Hosanna. So B over D sharp. That's just regular. Hosanna. Up to your E. So that's normal from your inversion chart. Hosanna. Again. F sharp just like normal from your inversion chart. Hosanna. G sharp minor. So I'm going to make my G sharp minor first, the way I would in my inversion chart. Add the 7 down to, okay, to make that G sharp minor 7. Hosanna, Hosanna in the, and then back to G sharp minor 7. Oops, where am I? Highest. And then we have F sharp 7. So again, play F sharp the way it says on your inversion chart. And then find your root, which is F sharp. This is a dominant 7th chord. It's a major chord, but with a 7 on the end. So find your F sharp, and then go down 2. That's your F sharp 7. Okay? So Hosanna in the highest. So again, I've kind of taken some liberty and made some crunchy sounds, but you can decide if you like it or not. And then you're so lucky that the second half of the chorus repeats itself except the very last chord. So we just repeat again. Hosanna, Hosanna. I keep blanking on this one. G sharp minor 7. There we go. Hosanna. And then that F sharp 7. And then this just ends on the B. So we're back to the 1, finishing up the chorus. The bridge is actually pretty easy because lots of spaces, lots of slashes. We're going to start with our E major chord. Heal my heart and make it. And then F sharp, all just following my inversion chart. Open up my eyes to the things. And then we have that G sharp minor 7. So again, make your G sharp minor first. Add your 7. Things unseen. Show me how to love like you have loved me. And I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm just going to scroll down a little bit here. So I'm on loved me, G sharp minor, add the 7, G sharp minor 7. We're going to go break my heart. Break my heart for what breaks yours. Again, we're just repeating the first part of the bridge, different words. Everything I am for your kingdom's cause. As I walk from earth into eternity. Now, on the actual recording, they play, it's in a different key, but it would be an E there. So that is an option. I've always played it where I just close it on the 1, so I go to the B. As I walk from earth unto eternity. And then I go up again. But I did want to put, because I believe this E here is the proper one. So I put that in there for the library because I'm guessing the way I was listening to it for you guys this week just to make sure it matched with what's online. And that is a little bit different. So I believe that's the one that they do in the recording. So that way you have it. Okay? So that's the basics of the right hand there. And then the left hand, I'm just playing long notes along with it. So let's go through now with both hands together. I'm just going to play long notes with a bounce on the left hand. And if you're not sure what the bounce is, you can go back to year 1, lesson 18. We have a whole lesson on that. And also if you download our musician's toolkit that you saw at the beginning there in the free resources, that toolkit has how to make any major and minor chord, slow left hand patterns, walk ups and walk downs, turnarounds and loops. So it has a lot of the tools that we use and we reference a lot in these videos. So you can grab that, or you can, like I said, you can go back to year 1 and watch the whole lesson on the bounce. But we do the bounce a lot, okay? It's a really simple way to make it sound like you are not a beginner, but it's not so complicated that you can't try it out right away. So all we're going to do is our left hand, every time we have 2 beats, we're just going to hit it 1 more time. So it's going to be like this. 1, 2, bounce. 1, 2, bounce. 1, 2, bounce. 1, 2, bounce. 1, bounce. 1, 2, bounce. 1, 2. Okay? In the lesson that we have, I explained that you can do your bounce before you change chords. Okay, so that is another option. So I'll show you what that would look like. So that would be like I'm just doing the bounce right here, right before I change all of my chords. Okay, every time you see a capital letter. But what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to do it every second beat. So I'm going to go 1, 2, bounce, 1, 2, and then it's a little squishy, but you can get the idea. 1, 2, bounce, and then 1, 2, and I'm just doing it every second beat to kind of keep like this ongoing background rhythm, which makes it sound a little more exciting. And then we'll talk about how to get it a little different in the bridge, because we want to make the bridge stand out. But for now, let's try the bounce on verse 1. We'll see what we do on the chorus, but definitely on the verse, we'll give that a go so you can hear what that sounds like. So my left hand is just playing long notes and then the bounce, okay, where the pluses are. So let's hear what that sounds like. I see the King of Glory fills it in. I see his love and mercy washing over all our sin. The people sing, the people sing. Let's see what we'll do on the bridge. Hosanna, Hosanna. I'd probably keep bouncing. Hosanna in the highest. But one thing you could do if you wanted to make it different is you could do single notes on the verse. I see the King of glory. And then when you get to the chorus, then you could do octaves. Hosanna. So I'm just playing 2 notes with my left hand instead of the 1. That could be a way to make it a little more exciting. So let's try that. We'll keep bouncing, but we'll do octaves on the chorus. Hosanna, 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 Hosanna in the highest. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. Now here, you guys know, right on the way to go to the bridge, we're going to make it exciting with some subdivisions, okay? Again, there's a whole lesson on subdivisions, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to play 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and I'm going to play 8 sounds there instead of 4, which is going to build it up and make it exciting. So let's try that. Hosanna in the highest. Heal, and then we're also increasing our volume, okay? So we call it a crescendo. Crescendo! Okay, so we're building it up. So our right hand's going 1, 2, 3, 4. Our left hand's going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we're gonna crash on that E. Heal my heart and make it clean. So we're gonna start accenting, okay? So that just means giving it a little punch. Every time you see the capital letter, this is the most important beat. Okay, and then these ones are less important. So on those important beats, we want to give it a good crack on our keyboard, nice and strong, and that will make it stand out as well. And the other thing we can do is we can start spreading our hands out. So even though we have an E major chord, if you're just starting, of course, just stick to your normal inversions. But if you want to take it to the next level a little bit, we're going to spread our hands out. So my left hand, instead of being here, I'm going to go down here, and my right hand, instead of being here, I'm going to go here. So now you can see my hands are quite spread out, and if you're not used to it, it does feel quite strange. But that's going to give it more emphasis and excitement on the bridge, okay? And then you can kind of go in and out as you need to. So let's try the end of the chorus. Hosanna in the highest. Build it up, and here we go. Heal my heart and make it clean. Okay, I might move my right hand up. Here we go. Open up my eyes to the things unclear. Right, so I'm kind of moving my inversions around a little bit. Show me how to love like you have loved me. Right, and then you could come back. Break my heart will breaks yours. Scroll down. Where's the words? Everything I am for your kingdom's come. So you see, I'm not sticking there, but it gives you options, right? You can even go, let's see, heal my heart and make it clean, right? You're just going up in inversions. Da, 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 da. Right? And so that gives you options to go up and down and move your left hand, move your right hand. I'm still playing the chords. I'm just rearranging. So instead of playing the E like this, I might play it like this or like this. Okay, it's the same letters. I'm just moving them up. Okay, so that's inversions. Again, tons and tons of lessons in year 1 about inversions. But that's a way that you can make the bridge exciting. Okay, so that gives you some fun things to work on. Let's get out of the bridge. Let's see. As I walk from earth into eternity. Sorry, scrolling. I'm playing the B. Ready? Hosanna. Sorry, let me scroll back down there for you guys. As I walk from earth into eternity. Now I'm playing the B. That's okay. You play whatever you want. Hosanna, could come down, right? You could go back to the chorus and go softer, or you could keep it up. You could go, as I walk from earth into eternity. Keep it high if you want. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. Hosanna, right? You could keep doing your inversions. Hosanna in the highest. What's that note? Yes. Hosanna. Oh, sorry. Hosanna. Hosanna. All right. So that's another trick you can do if you're trying to bring things down really quickly on this one or any song. Is stop playing the slashes. Okay, that's going to feel like all of a sudden we put the brakes on. We're not actually slowing down, but it sounds like we are. So Hosanna in the highest. I'm finishing the chorus. I'm really loud, but I want to go down. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. And then I slow down at the end. So that gives you some ideas, okay? Jane Marie says, when I'm just playing around, I love to move my way up and down the keyboard and use inversions, work my way back to the middle of the keyboard. Yes, yes. It's so much fun. Well, it's hard, but it's fun. It's good practice, okay, if you wanted to do that. And I always say that on the bridge, but that's really where we want to make it stand out. So that's a really good place to try inversions, but you can do it anywhere you want. We could do even like... let me think. If we went on the verse, you could even start high. I see the King of Glory singing on the clouds with fire. Right? We're not trapped to that one spot. I see his love and mercy and work my way down. Over all our sin. Usually the middle is where we're kind of just doing average, you know, it's not super soft, it's not super loud. And then when we branch out this way, that's, you know, more emphasis. This is more twinkly, you know, you're just happy. A lot of people, this is more a classical sound, right? This would be maybe in a service, you might not do this, but if you're playing it by yourself, just as background music, it's quite pretty. Oops. You can see you can kind of play around with the octaves a little bit. So that's a little bit fun to try. The whole idea of this lesson was sevens, but I always like to give you guys ideas of how to change it up. So let's talk about where these sevens came from. Application a little bit tonight. So anywhere that you have a minor chord, I would say 95% of the time, you can go ahead and make it a 7, okay? So that's an easy rule. If you have a minor chord, make it a 7 and see if you like it. There'll be a couple that you won't like, maybe at the end of a phrase or something, but that's a pretty easy one. Minors are a good one to try. If you're looking for dominant 7s, a good one to try is the 5th one of your scale. So our key is B, you can see up there. So B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5th note of our scale is often turned into a dominant 7th, so that's an easy one to try. If you're playing a song and you're trying to, make it a little fancier, figure out what key you're in, figure out the 5th note of the scale, and then find all of those major. It has to be a major one. Well, I guess it doesn't have to because minor chords can be 7s too, but to make a dominant 7th, it has to be a major. So F sharp major chord, and then you would go through and add a 7 to it, and normally that's going to sound good. Just because of where they are in the song, generally it's going to work really well. It's usually right before a 1 chord, so you can see your F sharp 7, and then it's going to a B, which is the 1st note of our scale. So the F sharp 7 going to be like that little pattern in any key sounds really good. Okay, so you can see I've done that here on the F sharp here, and then I've got an F sharp 7 up here as well. You could make this one a 7 if you want. It's not going to a B, so it's gonna be a little different crunchy sound, but that'll give you an idea. And then the B major 7, or major 7 in general, that one can often be used on the first note of your scale or the fourth note of your scale. So we could, I didn't make it super hard because I didn't want it too hard. This is a beginner series, but this E major chord, we could have made that E major 7. So E, MAJ 7, okay? Or this one, MAJ 7. We could have. It's the fourth note of the scale. It's a pretty safe one to try it out on. And then here, again, this B major 7, this is the first note of the scale, B. So another safe place to try those, okay? So that's some application. You can try that this week in some of your other songs. Angela asks, or Angela, will we use more rhythms and slow songs in the premium membership? Yes, that's a great question. We are going to be doing rhythms. Right now, actually, with the videos that I've been uploading in preparation for the launch, we've been talking about fills a lot. Okay, so I know a lot of you have been asking about that. It is out of the realm of beginner, so that's why I don't cover it here. But if we, let me just grab the paper for this one. So this is what we'll be doing this week, actually, is I see the King of Glory. Right? So like how to fill it up, how to add the rhythm, right? Fills with the right hand is a really good rhythm. Also the intermediate, there's a few left hand patterns. So I see the King of Glory coming on the clouds with fire. The whole earth shakes, the whole earth shakes. I see his love and mercy washing over all our sins. All I'm doing is adding right hand fills and giving a little roll on the left hand. People sing, the people sing, Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest, Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. So that's an example of what would be in the intermediate. That would be like all of the things. But yeah, let's take a peek. We'll just chat about that. Thank you for reminding me. So the intermediate, sorry, not the intermediate, the premium membership, which is intermediate, will be coming up on September 2nd. So right now you see home free resources. It's going to pop up right here on the 2nd. It's going to say premium membership. And then also you see here there's a free one. Premium content is coming soon. Okay, so that's going to be coming up, and that's a really, really reasonable price. It's going to be $9.99. It's going to be the least expensive version. That'll be for a 1-year membership. If you wanted to do that, it'll work out to about $9.99 American a month. And what you're going to get with that is video lessons similar to this, but intermediate. Okay, so it's going to have. We talked about vamps last week when I was recording. Right? So we'll talk about some of that stuff. So we'll talk about rhythm. We'll talk about different kinds of chords. In this one, actually, Hosanna, you can add 9 chords. You can add, which we haven't talked about at all on here. I think someone maybe asked a question. But yeah, how to like extend your chord library. How to add more rhythms. How to take a simple song and make it more intermediate. And that's the hard part is, and I found myself as a beginner when I was first starting out, I would Google, like, I want Amazing Grace, and I would put, like, gospelified, churchified, harder version. Like, I was trying to find, like, how do I get those, right? How do I get that? And so what we do in the premium membership is I take songs that are simple, songs that you know, and then I show you how to add stuff and why we add it. Okay? So that's the biggest thing with our membership is I want you to know why. I want you to be able to take what I show you on Hosanna, and I want you to be able to apply it to like 10 other different songs and be able to take that skill with you. Okay? So that's coming September 2nd. And all of the songs that are on the premium membership with the advanced stuff is also in the key of C. So I know that's important to a lot of you. Like we're in the key of B right now, and you're like, well, it's hard enough to play just in B. But if you want to try some of those advanced techniques, I will show it to you in B and also in the key of C. Okay, so that's coming up September 2nd. There's going to be new videos posted every month in that membership. And then you'll also have access to a Zoom question and answer session with me once a month, and a full library, which we're going to continue to keep adding to every month. And that library is really special. It's simple, but in all 12 keys. So Amazing Grace with slash chords in all 12 keys so that you can try it out. It's all bite-sized, okay? One thing I found as my own learning is you get in these memberships and it's like one video has so much in it, which is great, but you're like, how can I apply it? There's like 12 things in it. So with us, we have the library, which is one step if you're working on different keys, and then we have the video lessons, which will take you rhythms and fills and all that stuff, but one thing at a time. There was another question came in. Will there be theory pages and exercises? Not necessarily exercises in the video. I'll break it down really slow, like the vamps and stuff. We'll talk really slow. Here's the fingering. Here's how to do it. Here's how how to warm up. But there is going to be handouts for every video. So just like we do on the live stream, where it's like, here's all the chords. Like if I have a fill, I would actually write it in for you guys and show you. Here's where you can add a fill, and then in the video it'll explain what is a fill. And then you can go ahead and write in your letters and things like that. So very similar to the live, a little bit different because it's assuming that you know your major chords already and your minor chords and things like that. But all the new concepts will be written in a way that you can like add it to your toolkit for other songs. Yeah, great questions. So I think that's everything. So yeah, videos, handouts, Q&A Zoom session, and then the library, and then that's on a month-to-month subscription, so you guys can go in and sign up for that and cancel anytime. Very flexible. But yeah, if you haven't done so, be sure to go over to the new website. We've updated this free resources section, and then it's very easy to download stuff now, so thank you for your feedback. Some of you are saying the checkout process was a little tricky, so we fixed that. So when you go through, you might notice it'll say, hey, do you want to sign up for the free membership? And you might be like, I already did. It's updating you to the new system. So that's Hosanna in the key of B. Next week, we are going to be doing the key of B, suspended and diminished chords. We're going to finish up the key of B. Very exciting. And then next week, we're going to, the week after, we'll be doing our very last key. It's hard to believe it's already here. We're going to be finishing up this series, year 2, with the key of G flat. So be sure to stick around all the way till the end. And then this live stream will be finishing up. We're going to be transitioning to some other types of content, so you can watch out for that as well once this series is finished. And we'll be having lots of tutorials and things on the premium membership as well. So have a great night, everybody. I'm just going to make sure there's no more questions before I go. It looks like we're good. Have a great night, and we'll see you next week. Bye.